Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we are diving deep into the world of United Kingdom numismatics, focusing on the top 6 most valuable United Kingdom 2 shilling coins. These coins are highly sought after by collectors due to their rarity, historical significance, and unique features. We'll explore different years, mint marks, and conditions to give you a complete overview of what makes each of these 2 shillings a treasure for any collection. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1961, often known as the florin. At first glance, this coin may seem like an ordinary piece of pocket change from the past, but for collectors and coin enthusiasts, it represents an important part of the United Kingdom's monetary history. Even coins found in circulated or worn condition can still attract attention in the collector's market. In this video, we'll explore the history behind the 1961 2 shilling coin, its unique design features, how rare it is in circulated condition, and what collectors are currently paying for it at auctions in US dollars. So if you have an old British coin collection or you enjoy discovering hidden treasures in everyday coins, stay tuned because this coin might be more interesting than you think. The 2 shilling coin, commonly called the florin, has a long and important history in the United Kingdom. The florin was first introduced in 1849 as part of an early attempt to decimalize British currency. At the time, 1 florin represented 2 shillings, which was equal to 1/10 of a pound. The 1961 version of the coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, only a few years after her coronation in 1953. These coins were minted primarily for circulation and were used widely throughout the United Kingdom before the country officially switched to decimal currency in 1971. After decimalization, the florin's value conveniently matched the new 10-pence coin, which allowed it to continue circulating for several years. The 1961 2 shilling coin was struck at the Royal Mint, and millions were produced, making it a common coin at the time. However, decades of circulation have reduced the number of well-preserved examples available today. The 1961 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin has several distinctive design features that make it attractive to collectors. On the obverse side, the coin features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This elegant portrait shows the Queen wearing a laurel wreath, symbolizing classical tradition and dignity. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina F laughing smiley colon, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse side displays a beautiful and symbolic design representing the 4 nations of the United Kingdom. At the center are 4 shields arranged in a cross pattern, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, surrounded by floral emblems including the Tudor rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek. This design reflects unity within the kingdom. The denomination 2 shillings and the date 1961 appear clearly on the coin. The coin is made from cupronickel, giving it a silver-like appearance but with strong durability for circulation. It measures approximately 28.5 mm in diameter, making it larger than many modern coins. Although the 1961 2 shilling coin was produced in large numbers, many of these coins have spent decades in circulation. As a result, coins in heavily circulated or damaged condition with scratches, worn designs, or faded details are quite common. However, collectors still purchase these coins to complete historical sets of British currency. For beginners in coin collecting, circulated coins are often the most affordable way to start building a collection. Even worn coins can still hold historical significance because they represent everyday money used by millions of people during the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. While damaged examples are not extremely rare, they still appear regularly on online marketplaces and coin auctions where collectors seek affordable pieces of British coinage history. When it comes to value, the price of a 1961 UK 2 shilling coin depends heavily on its condition. In heavily circulated or damaged condition, the coin typically sells for around 50 cents to $2 in the collector's market. Coins that are slightly better preserved, with clearer details and less wear, may sell for approximately $3 to $8. However, coins in uncirculated or near mint condition can reach significantly higher values, sometimes ranging from $15 to $40 or more, especially if they are part of a high-quality collection or original mint set. Occasionally, coins with unusual minting errors or exceptional preservation can attract even higher bids at specialized coin auctions. Still, for most circulated examples, the value remains modest but meaningful for collectors who appreciate historical coins. If you are interested in collecting the 1961 2 shilling coin, there are a few helpful tips to keep in mind. First, always examine the condition of the coin carefully, paying attention to details such as the Queen's portrait and the shields on the reverse side. Coins with clearer details generally have higher value. Second, avoid cleaning old coins, as cleaning can damage the surface and reduce their collector value. Many experienced collectors prefer coins in their original circulated condition rather than artificially cleaned ones. Third, consider storing your coins in protective holders or coin albums to prevent further wear and corrosion. This helps preserve their appearance and long-term value. Finally, if you believe you have a rare variant or an unusually well-preserved coin, it may be worth having it evaluated by a professional coin dealer or grading service. The United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1961 may not be the rarest coin in British history, but it remains a fascinating piece of the country's monetary heritage. With its elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, symbolic national shields, and connection to the pre-decimal currency system, the coin represents an important era in British coinage. Even in circulated or damaged condition, it continues to attract collectors who value its historical significance. While its auction value in dollars may be modest compared to rare coins, it still holds a special place in many coin collections around the world. Next up, the fascinating 1966 United Kingdom 2 shillings, florin, a historic British coin that many collectors still search for today. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary, but depending on its condition and collector demand, it can attract attention in the numismatic market. In this video, we will explore the history of the coin, its unique design features, its rarity in different conditions, and how much it may sell for at auctions in US dollars. The 1966 2 shilling coin, also known as the florin, was part of the traditional British pre-decimal currency system used in the United Kingdom for centuries. Under this system, £1 was divided into 20 shillings, and each shilling was worth 12 pence. This meant that the florin, or 2 shillings, had a value of 1/10 of a pound. The coin was issued during the reign of Elizabeth II, who became Queen of the United Kingdom in 1952. The florin had already been circulating since the 19th century and continued to be produced until the late 1960s. Interestingly, when Britain switched to the decimal system in 1971, the florin remained in circulation and was revalued as 10 new pence. Staying legal tender until 1993, the 1966 issue was one of the last years this historic denomination was produced before the British currency system fully changed. One of the reasons collectors appreciate the 1966 2 shillings coin is its beautiful and symbolic design. The obverse side of the coin features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right and wearing a laurel wreath in her hair. This portrait was created by artist Mary Gillick and became one of the most recognizable images of the Queen on British coins. The reverse side displays a central Tudor rose, symbolizing England. Surrounding the rose are the floral emblems representing the four nations of the United Kingdom: the thistle for Scotland, shamrock for Northern Ireland, and leek for Wales. Around the design appears the inscription 2 shillings, along with the date 1966. The coin itself is made of cupronickel, weighs about 11.3 grams, and measures roughly 28.5 millimeters in diameter. Its reeded edge and strong metallic composition allowed many of these coins to survive in circulation for decades. In terms of rarity, the 1966 2 shilling coin is generally considered a common issue because a large number were produced. Historical records estimate that more than 84 million coins were minted, making it widely available today. However, rarity in coin collecting often depends more on condition than mintage numbers. Coins that are heavily circulated, scratched, or damaged are far less desirable to collectors. These pieces are typically only worth their base collectible value. But if a collector finds a well-preserved example, especially with clear details and minimal wear, it can be more appealing in the numismatic market. Some collectors also search for unusual variations, mint errors, or coins with exceptional eye appeal, which may increase demand even for otherwise common dates. Now let's talk about the value of the 1966 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin. The price of this coin varies depending on its condition and whether it has been professionally graded in average circulated condition. These coins are usually worth only a small amount, typically around 5 pence to 50 pence, which converts to approximately 10 cents to 70 cents US dollars. In better conditions such as extremely fine or uncirculated examples, the value can reach £1 to £1 of 50 pence or more, roughly $1.30 to $2 US dollars. Auctions. Exceptionally well-preserved pieces or specially graded coins may sometimes sell for slightly higher prices, especially if collectors are actively bidding. However, because of the large mintage, most 1966 florins remain affordable coins for beginner collectors. If you are thinking about collecting the 1966 2 shilling coin, there are a few important tips to keep in mind. First, always examine the condition of the coin carefully. Look for sharp details in the design, especially in the portrait of the Queen and the floral symbols on the reverse. The clearer the details, the more valuable the coin may be. Second, check for mint errors or unusual variations. Even common coins can become highly collectible if they have striking errors or rare varieties. Third, store your coins properly. Keeping them in protective holders or coin albums can prevent scratches, oxidation, and environmental damage. Finally, compare recent sales on online marketplaces or auction sites to understand the current market value before buying or selling. To conclude, the 1966 United Kingdom 2 shillings coin is a fascinating piece of British monetary history. While it may not be extremely rare due to its high mintage, it remains an important collectible from the final years of Britain's pre-decimal currency system. With its elegant design, historical significance, and connection to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, it continues to attract interest from collectors around the world. Even though most examples are worth only a few dollars today, finding one in excellent condition can still be a rewarding addition to any coin collection. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1951. At first glance, this coin might look ordinary, especially if it appears dirty, worn, or heavily circulated. Many people might even think such a coin has no real value. But in the world of coin collecting, even coins in poor or dirty condition can hold historical significance and collector interest. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the 1951 2 shilling coin, its background, special features, rarity, and what collectors might pay for it today at auctions, even when the coin is in a damaged or dirty state. You might be surprised by how much attention this small piece of history can receive in the collector's market. The 2 shilling coin, also known as a florin, was an important part of the British currency system for many years. The 1951 issue was minted during the reign of King George VI, who ruled the United Kingdom from 1936 until his death in 1952. This period was historically significant because Britain was recovering from the effects of the Second World War, and coin production was an essential part of rebuilding the economy. The 1951 florin was produced by the Royal Mint and circulated widely across the United Kingdom and other parts of the British Commonwealth. It represented 1/10 of a pound, which made it a practical coin for everyday transactions. Millions of these coins were produced, and they remained in circulation for many years until the British currency system transitioned to decimalisation in 1971. The 1951 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin has several design elements that make it recognisable and historically meaningful. On the obverse side, the coin features the portrait of King George VI, designed by engraver Thomas Humphrey Paget. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription Georgiv 6 Dei Gra Brit Omn Rex, meaning George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons. On the reverse side, the coin displays a beautiful crowned shield surrounded by the garter with the motto Honi Soit Qui Mal Y Pence. This design represents the royal coat of arms and symbolises British heritage and monarchy. The coin was struck in cupronickel, giving it a silver-like appearance when new. However, after decades of circulation, many examples today appear dark, dirty, or heavily worn, which is common for coins that were used frequently in everyday transactions. Although the 1951 2 shilling coin had a relatively high mintage, collectors still appreciate it because of its historical context and classic design. When the coin is in uncirculated or high-grade condition, it can attract stronger interest among collectors. However, coins found today are often dirty, scratched, or worn from decades of circulation. Even in damaged condition, these coins are still collected by beginners, history enthusiasts, and people completing sets of pre-decimal British coins. While a dirty example may not be considered rare, it still holds collectible value because it represents the final years of coinage under King George VI. For some collectors, the historical importance outweighs the condition, making even worn examples worth keeping. When it comes to market value, the price of a 1951 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin depends heavily on its condition. A coin that is dirty, heavily circulated, or damaged usually sells for a modest amount in the collector's market. In many cases, such coins may sell for around $1 to $5 at coin shops or online marketplaces. If the coin is in fine or very fine condition, it may reach approximately $8 to $20, depending on demand. Coins in uncirculated condition can sometimes sell for $40 or more at specialized auctions. However, truly high-grade examples with strong detail and minimal wear may attract even higher bids from collectors who specialize in British pre-decimal coinage. If you happen to find a 1951 2 shilling coin, especially one that looks dirty or old, there are a few important tips to keep in mind. First, avoid aggressively cleaning the coin, as cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its collector value. Many collectors prefer coins in their natural state, even if they appear dark or worn. Second, try to store the coin properly in a coin holder or protective capsule to prevent further damage. Third, if you believe your coin might be in better condition than average, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin dealer or grading service. Finally, researching auction listings and coin catalogs can help you better understand the market demand for coins like the 1951 florin. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1951 is a wonderful reminder of Britain's pre-decimal currency era and the reign of King George VI. Even when found in dirty or damaged condition, this coin still carries historical significance and modest collector value. While it may not always be worth a fortune, it remains an interesting collectible that connects us to the past. For coin collectors and history enthusiasts, every coin tells a story, and the 1951 2 shilling is no exception. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1948. This coin may look simple at first glance, but collectors around the world know that certain historic British coins can hold surprising value. In today's video, we'll explore the history, design, rarity, and auction market value of the 1948 2 shilling coin in fine condition, and we'll also discuss what collectors should look for if they happen to find one. Whether you are a coin enthusiast, a collector, or simply curious about old coins that might be worth money, this coin is definitely worth learning about. The 2 shilling coin, commonly known as the florin, was introduced into British currency in 1849 as part of a move toward a decimal style system. The coin represented 1/10 of a pound, which made it a convenient denomination in everyday transactions. By the time the 1948 2 shilling coin was issued, the United Kingdom was still recovering from the economic challenges of World War II. This period marked an important change in British coinage because 1947 was the final year that silver was used in circulating coins. Starting in 1948, the florin and several other coins were minted using cupronickel instead of silver. Because of this transition, the 1948 coin represents the beginning of a new era in British coin production. The coin features King George VI, who ruled the United Kingdom from 1936 until 1952. The 1948 2 shilling coin has several design elements that make it recognizable to collectors. On the obverse side, the coin displays the portrait of King George VI, designed by engraver Thomas Humphrey Paget. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription Georgiv 6 Dei Gratia Brit Omn Rex, which translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons. On the reverse side, the coin features a beautiful design created by Edgar Fuller and Cecil Thomas. The design shows a crowned Tudor rose positioned between a thistle and a shamrock, symbolizing the unity of England, Scotland, and Ireland. The denomination 2 shillings and the year 1948 appear prominently on the reverse. The coin measures approximately 28.5 mm in diameter and is made of cupronickel, giving it a silver-like appearance despite containing no actual silver. Although the 1948 2 shilling coin is not considered extremely rare, collector demand remains steady because it marks the first year of non-silver florins after the war. Millions of these coins were produced for circulation, meaning many examples still exist today. However, coins that have been heavily circulated or damaged typically hold only modest value. Even so, collectors sometimes seek worn coins to fill gaps in historical sets. Coins with clear dates, readable inscriptions, and visible design details are much more desirable than those with scratches, corrosion, or heavy wear. In fine condition, the coin retains noticeable details in the portrait and the floral symbols, making it far more attractive to collectors than a severely damaged piece. When it comes to market value, the 1948 UK 2 shilling coin in fine condition is generally considered an affordable collectible rather than a high-value rarity. In today's collector market, a typical example in fine condition may sell for around $1 to $5, depending on the coin's appearance and demand at the time of sale. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition can sometimes reach $8 to $15, while uncirculated examples may sell for $20 or more at auctions. The value can also increase slightly if the coin has exceptional preservation or comes from a high-quality certified collection. Online auction platforms such as eBay or specialized coin auctions often determine the final price based on collector interest. If you are searching for a 1948 2 shilling coin, there are several tips that can help you build a better collection. First, always check the coin's condition carefully, since condition greatly affects value. Look for sharp details in the king's portrait and clear petals on the Tudor rose. Second, avoid cleaning the coin, because cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its collectible value. Third, consider storing your coin in a protective holder or coin flip to prevent scratches and environmental damage. Finally, if you are serious about coin collecting, it can be helpful to compare auction listings and consult coin catalogs to understand the realistic market prices before buying or selling. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1948 may not be the rarest coin in British history, but it holds an important place in the evolution of UK currency. As the first cupronickel florin issued after the end of silver coinage, it represents a key moment in post-war British minting. In fine condition, the coin remains a charming collectible with modest value and strong historical appeal. For collectors who enjoy building sets of British coins or exploring the transition from silver to modern alloys, the 1948 2 shilling coin is a meaningful piece to own. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1962, commonly known as the florin. At first glance, this coin may look like an ordinary old British coin, but for collectors and history lovers, it represents an important chapter in the evolution of British currency. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the 1962 2-shilling coin in circulated condition, explore its background, examine its unique design features, and discuss how much it can sell for in auctions today. You might be surprised that even coins found in everyday change decades ago can still hold value for collectors around the world. The 2-shilling coin, often called the florin, was first introduced in 1849 during the reign of Queen Victoria. It was part of an early attempt to decimalize British currency long before the United Kingdom officially switched to the decimal system in 1971. The coin had a value of 1/10 of a pound, making it an important step toward a simpler currency system. In 1962, the coin was being produced during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The Royal Mint struck millions of these coins as part of everyday circulation across the United Kingdom and many Commonwealth countries. At that time, 2 shillings had significant purchasing power and were widely used in daily transactions. Even though millions were produced, many of these coins have disappeared over the years due to wear, loss, or melting, which makes surviving pieces interesting to collectors today. The 1962 United Kingdom 2-shilling coin has several distinctive features that make it recognizable. On the obverse side, the coin displays the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Mary Gillick. This elegant portrait shows the Queen without a crown, facing to the right, with the inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD surrounding the image. The reverse side of the coin features a beautiful design of the Tudor rose at the center, surrounded by thistles, shamrocks, and leeks, representing the nations of the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. The denomination 2 shillings appears prominently along with the date 1962. The coin was made from cupronickel, a durable metal alloy that replaced the earlier silver composition used in older florins. It measures approximately 28.5 millimeters in diameter and has a solid, sturdy appearance that collectors appreciate. Because the 1962 2-shilling coin had a very large mintage, it is generally not considered extremely rare. However, coins that remain in collectible condition can still attract interest among numismatists. When a coin is described as circulated or damaged, it means it has been used in everyday transactions and may show scratches, worn details, or dull surfaces. While these imperfections reduce the coin's value compared to mint condition examples, collectors still buy circulated coins to fill gaps in their collections, especially if they are assembling complete sets of British florins. Demand also comes from beginner collectors and history enthusiasts who enjoy owning authentic coins from the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. In today's coin market, the value of a 1962 UK 2-shilling coin in circulated condition is usually modest. Most circulated examples typically sell for about $1 to $5, depending on the level of wear and overall appearance. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition may reach $10 to $20, especially if the details of the design remain sharp. Uncirculated examples, which are much harder to find, can sometimes sell for $30 or more at auctions or through specialized coin dealers. Although it may not reach extremely high prices, the coin remains an important collectible piece of British numismatic history. If you are interested in collecting coins like the 1962 2-shilling, there are a few helpful tips to keep in mind. First, always check the condition carefully. Coins with clearer details, minimal scratches, and better luster are more desirable. Second, avoid cleaning old coins. Cleaning can damage the surface and significantly reduce collector value. It is always better to keep coins in their natural condition. Third, store your coins in protective holders or coin albums to prevent further wear and environmental damage. Proper storage can help preserve their value over time. Finally, research auction listings and coin catalogs to understand the current market demand and compare prices before buying or selling. In conclusion, the 1962 United Kingdom 2-shilling coin may not be one of the rarest coins in British history, but it remains a fascinating piece of the country's monetary heritage. With its elegant design, connection to the early reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and its role in everyday commerce during the 20th century, this coin holds both historical and collectible value. Even in circulated condition, it still attracts interest from collectors who appreciate classic British coinage. So if you ever come across a 1962 2-shilling coin, don't overlook it. It might not make you a millionaire, but it certainly represents an important piece of numismatic history. And if you enjoy learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like the video, thumbs up sign, subscribe to the channel bell, and stay tuned for more exciting coin discoveries from around the world. Globe showing Europe, Africa.